तो वहाँ पे भी हमने डिस्कशन की कि पीसेप जो है नीड्स टू स्टार्ट ओपनिंग मार्केट्स फॉर आवर इंडस्ट्री, और मकसद भी यही था कि पाकिस्तान की मार्केटिंग हो। और मगर अब एक डेडिकेटेड एफर्ट जो बिज़नेस डेवलपमेंट का इनका डिपार्टमेंट है, वो उसका एक माइंडसेट शिफ्ट करना है टुवर्ड्स गिविंग एक्सेस टू मार्केट्स टू आवर इंडस्ट्री। एंड दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट एफर्ट्स दैट हैज़ कम आउट ऑफ दैट कि हमने इंटरनेशनल मार्केट्स कैसे खोलनी है। यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑलरेडी इज़ आवर लार्जेस्ट एक्सपोर्ट पार्टनर. 62% of our exports are to the United States when you talk about tech exports, and alhamdulillah where year on year CAGR जो है हमारा export growth का वो that's over 20% now alhamdulillah, so a very consistent growth. वो हमने उसको accelerate 30% पे कैसे लेके जाना है, and उसी लेंस से हम PSEP की भी restructuring देख रहे हैं कि इस growth को further accelerate कैसे करना है. So US being already the largest market that we have in terms of our tech trade, I think this really will, like I said, we have to accelerate this particular project will help us accelerate our growth, our export growth in the US. और जो numbers अभी फैसल साहब भी जिनका जिक्र कर रहे थे, हमने we've invested almost 6 to 7 million rupees in these particular trainings, और जिससे हमारे ये 74 कंपनीज जो हैं, इन्होंने, आप सब यहाँ पे मौजूद हैं, आपने ट्रेनिंग ली है। मगर मैं पहले भी ये कह रही थी, और वज़ीर आज़म साहब की, शहबाज शरीफ साहब की हर मीटिंग पे, ख़ास तौर पे जो फाइनेंस या प्लानिंग के साथ मीटिंग होती है, वेयर ऑल ऑफ अस आर डिविजन्स एंड मिनिस्टर्स वेयर यू नो रियली स्क्रैम्बलिंग फॉर बजट्स, तो वहाँ पर हमेशा वज़ीर आज़म साहब का एक ही बात है कि जो यूथ के ऊपर जो बजट लगता है वो कभी भी खर्चा नहीं होता. इट्स नॉट, वी डोंट लुक एट इट एज एक्सपेंडिचर, वी ऑलवेज लुक एट इट एज इन्वेस्टमेंट. और जो पब्लिक मनी जो हमारे यूथ पे या हमारी कंपनीज पे या हमारी कैपेबिलिटी बिल्डिंग के ऊपर खर्च होता है, वो हमेशा वो हुकूमत पाकिस्तान की सरमायाकारी है, और लोगों के अंदर जो सरमायाकारी होती है उसका रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट जो होता है वो सबसे ज़्यादा होता है. और ये एग्ज़ाम्पल है ये ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम कि जहां हमने 60-70 लाख रुपए खर्च किए हैं अपनी इन कंपनीज़ को ट्रेन करने में, वहाँ पे ऑलरेडी जो है वो हमें कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स की सूरत में रिज़ल्ट्स नज़र आने शुरू हो गए हैं जो डॉलर टर्म्स में पाकिस्तान को देंगे. एंड दिस इज़ फॉर फरहान एंड ऑल द ट्रेनीज़ हु आर सिटिंग हियर. जैसे कि अभी COP साहब ने भी कहा, देखिए आपका टारगेट जो है ना, जो फरहान ने मुझे आके प्रेजेंटेशन दी थी या ब्रिगेडियर नादिर ने दी थी, मैंने इनसे कहा था कि आपकी द प्लेटफॉर्म दैट यू बिल्ट इज़ सो गुड दैट आई शुड नॉट हैव द नीड टू फंड इट. और मैं मीडिया के ज़रिए और वो तमाम कंपनीज जो देख रही हैं, सुन रही हैं, मैं इंकरेज करूँगी कि दिस little investment that you will put in training your companies or the people in your company to be able to access the SLED market in the US is going to give you many folds return. There's only so much that we can invest. और हमने public money से ये एक pilot project आप कह लें रन किया, और मैंने फरहान से ये कहा था कि अगर मुझे नज़र आ जाएं कुछ projects जो कि हमारे लोगों को मिल जाएं, या exports जो हमें फिजिकल टर्म्स में नज़र आनी शुरू हो जाएं, तो यू नो ऑल आउट सपोर्ट फॉर द प्रोजेक्ट. एंड होपफुली इन द नेक्स्ट 1 year वी आर रियली लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू एटलीस्ट a few $100 million ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स. जो हमारी कंपनीज यहाँ पे बैठी हैं इनको ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स मिलें. वी वुड लाइक टू हैव अ ट्रेसर ऑन दिस 6 months डाउन द लेन कि हमारी ये जो कंपनीज हैं इनको कितना फ़ायदा हुआ, कितनी रियल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वैल्यू टर्म्स में. And if it turns out to be what we're expecting it to be, तो फिर 2 साल में you're replacing IMF, because हम 1 साल में $1 billion लेते हैं, $2 billion लेते हैं. So this should be you know a replacement for the whole program. And given that the SLED market is over $1.5 trillion, $2 billion, $3 billion, $10 billion for the 7th largest population in the world, जो कि tech savvy भी हैं, सारी दुनिया में सॉफ्टवेयर एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, दुनिया के बड़े बड़े बैंक्स चला रहे हैं आज बैठ के बच्चे यहाँ से, रिमोट वर्कर्स हमारे $1 अरब से ज़्यादा लेके आ रहे हैं, तो कंपनीज तो आर मच मोर स्ट्रॉन्गर देन दैट. These numbers should not seem big to you in a very targeted market जहाँ पे already $1.5 trillion budgeted है एक साल के अंदर. So we're talking about 1% of the whole budget that is there. So अगर हम सब मिल के, after the government is also investing, supporting, we have organizations like these, we have our partners sitting in the US, हमारी expat community है जो हमें बहुत support करती है, तो उसके बावजूद अगर हम उस budget का 1% पाकिस्तान में भी नहीं ला सकेंगे तो that's going to be a disappointment. So ये जो है आपने, you have to keep big targets in mind. You have to understand कि पाकिस्तान with all its challenges, हर बंदा technology को one way or another, not just software as a service, but also in terms of digital.
The first Google Gemini for Education Center at the NED University. I recall from my days here, when we joined the NED University, there used to be a computer center. It was a room where we were not allowed to go inside. We would only punch cards and submit it to them. This is how we started. But then things started changing, even during the 4 or 5 years that I was here. So it took us 5.5. We were just slow learners, I believe. And we started, calculators were there, and we had programmable calculators. Being a student of civil engineering, I had a passion for structural engineering at that time, and I was just jotting down the calculators or the programmable calculators during the few years at NED that I had acquired. It was the Texas Instrument, it was TI-58C or TI-59, I've forgotten the number I had. Then Casio came up with a pocket computer. It was the Casio 702P, and I remember using that. And then Sharp at that time came up with a machine called PC-15, and it was a big handheld which used to program in BASIC. From those days, where and we didn't need to go to the computer center at all, because these small machines on our hand would do more than those big mainframe computers. And that is how computing has moved. And today we were in a room where you were connected to the world. So it's not just peers, and you can compete with the world. So things have changed, and it's good that I'm here at the NED University to see this change over the years. I'm grateful to Google for having this first center here. What I'd like to do is, and I'll commit the Government of Sindh's resources for this, to replicate this in all public sector universities in the province. Apart from that, we have built a youth center in each district. And the youth center, the objective of this youth center is was a place where the youth of the city or the district could go and have opportunities to play games, interact, have a library, have a computer center. And what I propose is, and I'll ask the IT Minister to work on this, to have a Google Gemini center in each of these youth development centers. We've got 30 of them. We've got the space, and this is, we can take this to the next level. We've started with NED University, but we can really take it forward. In terms of the Government of Sindh's initiatives towards getting our youth interested in IT, giving them the platforms, giving them the resources, we started the People's Information, what is called People's PITP, People's Technology Program. And we have, last year we had allocated 500 million rupees for it. And because of its success, we added another 900 million rupees, and we spent 1.4 billion rupees last year on this. This year, which starts today, the financial year, the allocation for the PITP is 2 billion rupees. And inshallah, I'm sure that, I forgot one story. After those small, handheld machines which we got in our second year of our studies here, I got a computer which nobody would even know. I think people of my age would probably know about. It was a Commodore 64. And we had to hook it up with a television, and in order to store your program, it came with a cassette player. People don't even know what cassettes are any longer. Came with a cassette player, and once you program it, you'd have to transfer it to the cassette tapes and take it back. And then a colleague of ours went out and he got an Apple II. I think it was Apple IIe at that time. And he would do wonders with it. So this is how fast. I also consider myself not that old. I'm old, but not that old. But I've seen all this in my life. So thank you very much. It is really important for us because there's no dearth of talent in our country. It's only opportunities that we've not been able to give them. And inshallah, with centers like this, the opportunity will be there. They'll be connected to the world. They don't have to. I was in a discussion earlier today, and I said, Umar had made a statement in his opening remarks that he said was that we just need to build the foundation, and then the student can learn. And we were in a room where all the university vice chancellors were sitting, and I told him that you're putting all the universities out of business because the students would no longer. They just need to have a strong foundation, because what I understand is that, and I've given this example before in that room earlier. What I learned of AI a few decades ago, it was defined as to teach computers to do things at which humans at the moment are better. That was the first definition that struck me, I remember. And give you an example, computers a few years ago, or even now for that matter, can do a 6-digit multiplication or division in nanoseconds. Humans can't. But a computer could never tell you, if you sit in front of a computer and ask him, who am I? He would not be able to tell you, but somebody who knows me, a human, would immediately know. So what I did just now, sitting here, is I got my Gemini account a few moments ago. So I posted my picture and I said, who's this?